What's up, guys? Thrashing Chris here, or Chris, you could just call me that. But today, I got another metal collection video for you guys, and this might be the last one to when I start getting into CD updates, because I do have a lot of new CDs that I need to show off that have been added to the collection. But then again, I still have a lot of CDs that are old that are in the collection that I still have to show off. So it's kind of like a tear type thing. But definitely picking up 2 albums. Actually today I'm going to be going down to my record store. I'm picking up the new Flotsam and Jetsam album that came out on literally Friday, January 18th, and the new Dust Bowl album. So it's 2 new albums already that came out that are really, really good. So I'm definitely copying them right off the bat. And I don't think there's anything coming out till, that's on my radar at least, till February 22nd, which is the new Overkill album and Dream Theater. But anyways, let's get right into this collection here. And we're going to start off with a, this is an album, but it only has 1 song on it. It's a 40-minute song, and it's Insomnium Winter's Gate. Now, this song, or album, whatever you want to call it, is very, very well made. So if you want to consider this an album, it's ranked up there, man. It's one of the, it's really, really great. The composition that went into this, the story that is told within this song, is just amazing. I love every bit of it. But it's Insomnium. So I need to get more CDs by these guys. So far, this is the only thing that I own by them. But yeah, Winter's Gate, man. Definitely check it out if you haven't. It's amazing, amazing stuff right here. And it's also perfect if you're going on a long car ride, and let's say you're going out of state or something like that, or out of country. Winter's Gate got you for 40 minutes of just a non-stop musical adventure. Alright, second one on my list. This is from what I'm told and from what I've heard, a classic when it comes to the crossover thrash scene. That is The Joke's on You by Excel. So I didn't get this because I wanted this album, believe it or not. I actually had no idea what this album was. I got a lot of 6. I've told this story already, and it came with Rust in Peace by Megadeth, The New Order by Testament, Arise, and Beneath the Remains by Sepultura, and this album. And I was like, first I was kind of like, I don't know if I want it because this is in it, because I have no idea what this is. But I was like, I really want the other 5 albums. I gave Rust in Peace to my friend because I already had a copy of Rust in Peace. So I was like, I'm just going to get it. Who cares? And I'll listen to it. If I don't like it, I don't like it. If I like it, then whoop-de-doo. And I actually liked it. It's a really, really good album. I'm just not a big fan of crossover thrash. Of course, there's some really good, stuff that's put out by bands like this. But the problem is, I just feel like the songs are too short, and you'll be headbanging for a minute, and the next thing you know, it's like, oh, the song's over. On to the next. But other than that, man, this is still a good album. I still listen to it, still put it in my car sometimes and just jam out to it. It's great stuff. But next on the list is by far my favorite crossover thrash album, and that is Speak English or Die by SOD, aka Stormtroopers of Death. And let me open this bad boy up right here. Yeah, man, my cat's moshing right now. Hey, man, hey. It's literally moshing right now, running around circles in my room. I don't even have metal playing right now, so I don't know. Maybe he heard this album come out, he's thinking he's hearing the March of the SOD. But yeah, this is a crossover thrash classic. Yeah, I love this album. I really, really do. Just like the first 17 songs is what really gets me. The first 17 songs, which is probably 12 minutes. I don't know, worth of stuff. But yeah, man, all the way till Douche Crew, I have to say this is a great album. Then you get into the last 4 songs on this album, and it's literally 3 songs make up 11 seconds, which I'm whatever. I think they're doing it as a joke, but still, this is a great album. If you don't have it, definitely pick it up, but definitely listen to it. I believe Scott Ian from Anthrax was in this band, and or formed this band. I can't remember which, but I know he was in this band for sure. And yeah, man, great stuff. My cat's going crazy right now, bro. It's kind of funny. But anyways, number 4 on the list. This is probably, to me, it was the number 4. Actually, no, I'm not even going to say that. You know what? Because I'm saying that for another video. But anyways, this is a album that came out last year in 2018, beginning of 2018. And it blew me away. This was an album that I just was like, holy crap. You didn't expect this band to make such a great album. But here it is, man. Where the Owl Knows My Name by Rivers of Nihil. You want saxophone, my guy? Without having to listen to jazz, this is the band for you, man. They it's kind of like a Nea Obliviscaris type situation here. They were able to they were able to put in an instrument that you don't hear in metal and make it work, and they use that on this album. They use the saxophone, and man, if you haven't given this album a listen, definitely do so. It will blow you away. Everything about this album is great. The only track on here that I'm kind of on is the 6th one. It is called Terrestria 3 Wither. It's kind of it's an instrumental, but very electronic based, and I'm just not a fan of that. But it's not bad by any means, but kind of throws you off because you're listening to it and you're like, wow, this is really, really good. Just great prog, and everything. You're like, wow, this is great. And then you get to that, you're like, feels like you're in an action movie or something. But yeah, anyways, Where the Owl Knows My Name by Rivers of Nihil. I'm not sure if I showed the inside or not yet, but I'll show it again if I didn't. But great stuff. Definitely check these guys out and this album for sure. It's on the Metal Blade Records label, so it's great. Rivers of Nihil. Alright, next up on the list, I have showed this band off before. Showed off their first album. But this is Evile Infected Nations. Once again, another new wave of thrash album. Infected Nations. Good album. I don't think this is better than Enter the Grave by Evile, but I think it's still an all-around great album. You have the first song, Infected Nations, or Nation, I should say, very catchy chorus, good riffs throughout this whole album. Once again, Drake does an amazing job on lead guitar, and one thing that I just love about Evile that separates them from a lot of new wave of thrash bands and thrash in general is they have a really clean sound. They're fast, they're heavy, they're everything that you want from a thrash album, but it sounds so clean, especially with the vocals. It just sounds really nice and pretty, if there's any way to put it. And there's no exception here. Infected Nations, great stuff. This is on the Earache label. If you haven't checked these guys out, definitely go ahead and do so. Infected Nations, another great album by Evile. Yeah, right there. So I've shown this band off in every single metal collection video I've done so far, and we're just gonna keep going with it. And Spiritual Healing by Death. Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure this might be the original. I'm not sure though. No, it's not. Never mind. No, this is a remastered, but it's not the ones that they're selling. I think this is like a remaster before a remastered, I think. Might be wrong. But yeah, Spiritual Healing by Death. Once again, this is Death, man. Spiritual Healing, another one of those albums that is in its own league. Living Monstrosity, Altering the Future, you know, just, it's Spiritual Healing, man, by Death. I love this album. You know, this album honestly bounces around in like my top 7 Death albums, like, because like I said, ranking Death albums is hard, and like I said, I have an Instagram page where I rank stuff. I ranked this at number 7, but honestly, sometimes I feel like it's like number 2 or something. Well, not number 2, I wouldn't put it that high, but like number 4, number 3, number 5. It just depends, man. But this is definitely just a great album. It's all around just, it's Death, man. It's another one of those classics where it's like, you know, you can't go wrong, man. Like I say, you can't go wrong with Death, no matter what album it is, and Spiritual Healing, once again, is no exception. And great stuff, man. Alright, next up on the list, I have showed this band off before, but I'm going to show them off again. And this is their debut album, which came out in, I believe, either 2008 or 2009. And that is Burn by Havoc. Yeah, man. First Havoc album that I bought. And great stuff. I just don't like this type of CD case type thingy. It's like really thing, and you can see like things just easily fall out. Don't really like this type of casing, but all in all, who cares? It doesn't affect the sound of what they made. Yeah, man, Havoc, Burn. The band has come a long way since making this album, that's for sure. This album's great. When you first put this CD in and Requiem, the first track plays, you kind of get like a Testament type vibe. Then as it goes, then you're starting to be like, you know, this doesn't sound like, you know, what you thought it was going to be. They kind of give themselves their own sound, and then, you know, like I said, they really like to talk about politics. I don't know if they were really politically heavy in this album. I don't think so, but then you kind of get like a Megadeth type sound out of this band as well. But Havoc, man, Burned, their debut album. It's quite funny. I was talking about how like the first song gives like a Testament vibe, and you can see I believe that's David Sanchez, and he's wearing a Testament shirt right there in the photo in the back of it. It's pretty cool. But yeah, Havoc, Burn. Alright, next up on the list is another thrash metal classic. I've shown this band off before. But this is Sepultura, Arise. This is my favorite Sepultura album by far. And this is, believe it or not, the original copy. Really nice stuff. I just wish, I still wish Sepultura would have kept this, somewhat of this sound, man. Man, Dead Embryonic Cells, I'm just gonna say the ending to that song with that breakdown riff is just, oh man, dude, like, it's just some great stuff. The Cavalera, how do you say their last name? The brothers in this band, man, they, you know, I believe that's what made Sepultura great, was those two. Of course, they went on to make their own band and stuff, but I think it's called the Caveira Brothers, if I'm not mistaken. Here, I might be able to see it right here. Crap, they don't have the last name for me to like sound it out, but yeah, man, Arise, Sepultura, thrash metal classic, must have in any, especially thrash metal fans collection. Great stuff. One of the best, I think, thrash albums to ever be released, and yeah, man, Arise, Sepultura. Next up is once again another thrash metal classic, and that is the New Order by Testament. Once again, just man, I believe this is better than Legacy. I find the New Order a little bit better than that, but once again, this is another thrash metal album that, you know, if you're a thrash metal fan, you have to have this in your collection. You have to have it. It is such a great album. Once again, it's one of the best thrash metal albums to ever come out. I believe it came out in 1988, and yeah, man, one of the best albums to ever be produced, and it was none other by the Bay Area thrash legends themselves, Testament, and man, great stuff right there. Alright, so I got one more album to show off here. Some people know about this band, some people don't. I'm pretty sure everyone here, though, in the metal collection community knows about this band, just because the person who was in this band, and that is Control, Denied, Fragile, Art of Existence right here, man. Great stuff. You can tell I do have the remastered here, but this, Chuck was not the vocalist on this. I forgot his name. I'm terrible with names, as you guys could tell. Tim Amar was the vocalist. But still, Chuck did write the music. He did write the lyrics to this, and dude, like, this is Sound of Perseverance Part 2, in my opinion, and great stuff. The third track, Expect the Unexpected, is probably one of my favorite tracks on that, and also trying to think. Just listening to it last night to gather my thoughts, and I just completely Expect the Unexpected. Probably the first three are, you know, my favorite. But this whole album is just great. The Fragile, Art of Existence by Control, Denied. If you haven't listened to this or gave it a try, definitely go ahead and do so. Chuck Schuldiner is not the vocalist, but he is still the lead guitarist, and he does what Chuck does. He innovates. He just makes great stuff, and right there, man. Control, Denied, Fragile, Art of Existence. I think this will be considered, in my opinion, in the Death collection of things, just because this is probably, I think this was Chuck's last album that he ever was on before his death, before, you know, cancer took him, sadly. But yeah, Control, Denied, Fragile, Art of Existence. So that's another 10 albums that I wanted to show off for today. And like I said, the next one is probably going to be a CD update, because I got, let's see, 2 more CDs coming in the mail. I have 2 coming because I'm going to go to Park Ave and cop 2 more. And then I just have like a whole bunch, like I'm looking right down there, like a shelf specifically for the CD update. And but at the same time, I still have a lot of CDs to show off, just in the collection of itself. So but yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed. I hope you guys have enjoyed looking at what I have so far. and I hope you guys will enjoy the CD collection update that'll be coming up very soon. I just want to say congratulations to Cloudy, though. He did reach 600 subscribers. Congratulations, man. I'm looking forward for that Q&A and that giveaway that you're doing. Hopefully I win. Not gonna lie. Hopefully I can win this giveaway here. But I just want to say congratulations, Cloudy, on the 600. You have an amazing collection. And you know what? Let me show one more thing real quick. It's right over here. Just because I know Cloudy's in the vinyls. Just to show you guys that I do have a vinyl, and that's the only vinyl I own. I want to get more vinyls. The only problem is I just don't have a record player, and if I do get a record player, I'm doing it right. It's going to be a great system. It's not going to be some like $50 knockoff on Amazon. It's going to be the real deal. And here's the only vinyl I own. It's the Leprosy vinyl. I've mentioned this before. This is the original. My brother Nathan gave this to me for Christmas one year, because my brother Nathan used to be a huge vinyl collector, especially when it came to like albums like bands like Def. But he ended up selling away basically most of his collection, but he was like, you know, I know you're a Def fan, and he gave me this right here, Leprosy vinyl. But yeah, man, love it, bro. I love this vinyl. You know, seeing vinyls like this don't make me just want to go out and buy some, but it's like, what am I gonna do with it? You know, I can't spin it or anything. I can't, you know, just jam out to it. But yeah, man. I guess that's one more thing I wanted to show off, just because I know Cloudy is a vinyl type of guy, and I know a lot of people out in the metal collection community is as well. But yeah, man, here's my only vinyl. That's the Leprosy by Def. But yeah, pretty freaking awesome. But yeah, thank you guys for checking out this video again, and just you know, comment away. Like, you know, I like interacting with you guys, like talking about metal and just, you know, all that sort of stuff. And I see you guys in the next one. Keep it happy, my friends. Peace.